Right.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us. Today is Monday, August 30th. This is our Back to Basics call, and we are featuring Claire Doelger tonight from the great state of Wisconsin, Cottage Grove to be specific. And this is beautiful Claire on the screen right now. So Claire and her husband Dave have been married for 38 years. Together, they raised 5 beautiful kids. Let me tell you this, though, you guys, 5 kids in 6 years. Okay, so they had 5 kids in 6 years. How amazing is that? She's a mother-in-law to 3 and has 8 grandkids and 2 granddogs. So Claire is a leader of an executive team. She's been with Pampered Chef for 24 years. And she took a chance at ordering a new consultant kit in the hopes of supplementing her full-time teaching income with just an extra $200 a month to make ends meet. She soon realized that this business could provide so much more than she'd ever imagined, and she was able to quit her job at the school, and the rest is history. So Claire's achievements are definitely noteworthy for sure. She's been an Excellence Awards achiever for several years. She's earned the incentive trip every single year. Her career sales are over $1 million, and she has over 200 qualified recruits in her career with Pampered Chef. Claire is also a godmother to many of her team, helping them find themselves amidst their potential. She loves Jesus, her family, building confidence in others, traveling, cooking with her husband. So tune in on Tuesday nights because she and Dave go live on Tuesday nights to do their little cooking segment, and being the best that she can be. She loves finding balance in all that is important to her. She leads with her heart, and you will see that tonight, and she flourishes in building communities so everyone can learn and grow together. After breast cancer and a mastectomy in 2020, she found her life's purpose and has become a mentor and source of strength to PC directors, customers, and friends who are going through their own journey with breast cancer. Pampered Chef has given her a voice to reach others and help them as they go through a similar experience. This October, fingers crossed and God willing, Claire and Dave will be taking their small family of 18 to Disney World on the incentive trip that was earned last year. So lots to congratulate Claire on. She is absolutely amazing. We go back many, many years. I think we met in 2004, and she's just a kindred spirit. And you'll find she's probably going to be a kindred spirit with you too. So take it away, Claire. She's going to actually be talking about basic daily habits that have helped her become a top performer. So get out your notepads and start taking notes. Thanks, Claire.
Thank you. Thank you. So I am going to talk about habits today. I'm going to talk fast and furious. I always feel like the why needs to be done first before we jump into exactly what you need to do. Because if we don't know why we're doing what we're doing, we're spinning our wheels. So the other day I was thinking about, every time I do eggs or every time I do something with avocados, I throw those dishes in the dishwasher, and you know what happens? They don't get clean. They do not get clean. And I keep putting them in there and they don't get clean. And I put them in again and they don't get clean. So that is a habit I need to break. So I'm going to ask you, what habits do you need to break in your life that are not working? Because it is insanity when we keep doing the same thing and expect different results. And I was talking with my granddaughter. She swims. She says, I'm not competitive, grandma or guama, but she was swimming, and we were at a campground, and she and I were just swimming and swimming and swimming. And I said, Avery, do you want to increase your time? And she said, yeah, I do. And I said, you know what to do. You know what to do, but it's 20% skill. It's 80% up in your head. So when you are afraid to get up on that block and jump in the water and take time off of your times that for swimming, it's all up here that's stopping you from doing that, whether it's fear or what. And so she looked at me and I felt like I was talking to an adult on our team, but I felt like I really needed to talk to her about mindset and 80%. And she took 7 seconds off of her time that same day because we conquered the mindset. And I want to do that with you through changing your habits. So I'm going to share my screen. And as I said, I am going to be fast and furious tonight. And can you all see my screen? Okay. So mindsets and habit really do equal success. And if you want to think about the top achievers in our company, they really do have their mindset in a good place, but their habits are what are driving their business. So what is holding you back? So sometimes it is fear, sometimes it is something else, but I find creating a habit, identifying what's holding me back from doing that is really what helps all of us. So is it the time to have a habit? Is it remembering to do your habit? Is it scheduling your habit? Or is it that consistency that is really holding you back from having that success that you want? So when you can identify all of those things, you're going to have more success. So I took habit and I put it to some words, and it's how a business is truly successful. So and think about all the CEOs in the world. They have good habits, or they find somebody to do some of those things so their business continues to have those habits. So it always falls between our buckets: skill, habit, and belief. So as we talked about, Avery had the skill. She just had to have some belief in herself and that mindset and that habit of jumping off of the block. So we talk about the belief triangle, the belief actions create, and that all creates results, which creates belief, which creates actions and results. Well, here is our habit triangle. Our habit triangle for many of us is fly by the seat of your pants, which creates frustration, might create failure, which then creates fly by the seat of your pants, which creates frustration, which creates failure. And can anybody relate to this? Or am I the only person through COVID that had no habits? And I have been trying to get that back in my life. Anybody else have a problem having that consistency of having good habits in your life? So we have habits in everything. Think about life. You throw the clothes, well, some of us do, throw the clothes in the hamper, and then you divide them. You throw them in the washer, throw them in the dryer, then you fold them and they go back, and it's that cycle goes. Or business, you have your host coaching, or maybe it's your Sunday morning habits. What are those things that you do without really thinking? Because habits really are nothing more than solutions found to manage life's problems. And you could put business problems in there. So in a business, our habits are really around systems. Those are the things that are going to help us have success. So you really have to know what you want out of your business first. What do you want? What raise do you want to accomplish every single month? Are you going to reach the $1,000 level? Are you going to have a promotion? Do you know how many parties or sales that you are going to have every single month? And that is what we kind of call an identity, because you can plan on it every single month. And the great Eileen introduced me to the 6250 Club, which I love. And that is really creating an identity of success. It's not chasing dreams and goals. It is your identity is wrapped around your success. So your success is going to look so different to you. So I want you to write it down and put it in the chat. What is your identity? What do you want to be known for? Do you want to be known for consistency? Do you want to be known as an achiever? Do you want to be known as a bill payer? What do you want to be known for? Not necessarily wrapped around a specific goal. Because if you're chasing goals, you know what you're chasing? You're chasing rabbits. If you wrap your entire business around just that one thing, you are going to be racing and racing, and you're going to get exhausted. But if you create an identity for yourself of what you want to be known for, then you use those systems that are the ring around that. You are going to have those outcomes that you never ever dreamed that you could achieve. So think about, what is your identity that you want to be known for? Do you want to be a consistent seller? I am a consistent seller. I am a consistent recruiter. I am an achiever. I will pay all my bills with my Pampered Chef every month, no matter what. I am going to be a success. And to be a success, I want to be part of the 6250 club, because I know that I will always achieve everything when I achieve that. We typically have our goal in the middle, and then we're working, and those outside rings. If I don't hit that, then at least I hit something else. But really, when you turn it around and you have what you want to be known for, your belief, your purpose, your image, what is it that you want? Everything else will come to fruition when you use systems, and then you have your outcomes. So part of this is thinking about, when am I going to do my habits? That is a big thing. We're going to talk about the calendar in just a second, but I want you to write, I will, at. Write that on your piece of paper. I will, at. And really thinking about, what do you need to do? Where do you need to do it, and at what time? And many of us don't, like, I think about it, oh shoot, I should have done that this morning. I was going to make those calls this morning. I was going to do this at this time, and I forgot, because it was not a habit. So piggybacking and stacking, maybe you like to drink coffee. I don't know, Anthony, are you a Mountain Dew person? I don't know, but I can't do it. But what is it in the morning that you do on a regular habit basis? And what can you piggyback with that? So you remember to do it. So your trigger in your brain is, when I do this, I'm going to do that. The other thing is showing up and doing small things and growing them. So if somebody says to you, okay, I want you to make 30 reach outs per day, and you go, oh, I can't do 30. Think about, if you show up at the gym 5 days in a row, even if it's just for 2 minutes, you are casting votes for your new identity. You're not worried about getting in shape. You're focused on becoming the type of person who doesn't miss workouts. You're taking the smallest action that confirms the type of person you want to be. So having that as the identity, that you are showing up every single day, is going to change. So instead of having a blazing fire and throwing logs on, start with, okay, this week, every day, I'm going to make 3 contacts. I'm going to make 5 contacts. Next week, I'm going to do just a little bit more. Next week, I'm going to do a little bit more, until you have that blazing fire. So I want to know, how many reach outs per day are you willing to start with? Write that on your piece of paper. How many are you willing to start with September 1st, even tomorrow, even today? What are you going to start with? Make it a number that you can relate to and that you are willing to begin with. Sometimes somebody will say, I'm going to get 12 bookings a week. I'm going to hold that many. And we've been doing one every 6 months. So I want to reel them back so they don't feel frustration, but that they can grasp onto it and they feel success, because I want all of you to feel success, because those little progress every day adds up to big results, and you can start big at little by little by little. Because what happens if you do the one big thing, you kind of binge and then you drop off. Happens with diets all the time. Whenever we plant, whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality. And that is where mindset and habit collide in a really good way, because it's not just doing things, but it's that emotion, the joy that your business will bring because you're feeling success and feeling your identity. So we want to start with the 15-minute power hour. So I want you all to put a cross on your piece of paper and think about, in one box are your contacts, on one box is your recruiting leads, in another box is your host coaching, and another box is your customer care. And those are your 4 basics things that you need for your business. And when you are feeding your funnel with those 4 things, you are going to have results. But when you don't pour anything into that funnel, nothing comes out. It drips and it bleeds and it's hard. But when you are doing this 15 minutes a day with each of these, you are going to feel success. That is a habit of success. So some of you are doing a calendar like this where you're throwing things on there and it looks so overwhelming, because you look at it and you say, oh my gosh, I'm so busy every single day. I never have time for my business. Yes, it says add a subheading. It doesn't say anything else than that on there, but it looks overwhelming. But when you take the 15-minute calendar and you go ahead and plug in your 15 minutes for recruit leads, your 15 minutes for contacts, your 15 minutes for host coaching, your 15 minutes for customer care, you are going to find those pockets of time for the things that you need to do. The habit is you are only doing that during that time. So I am sending this calendar to your leaders, and I want you to fill this in for a week and see if it changes your life. You may not check email. You may not do anything else. You may only do what you have said that you're going to do. If you're going to do wash, do wash. If you're going to do dishes, do dishes. But if you're going to check your email, put it on there. But that is your focus for that 15-minute period. When you say, I can't do it, you really are saying, I don't want to. So I want you to think about, I can do it. And are you going to choose that you can do it and you will do it? Or are you going to take the attitude that I don't want to? So the last thing that I want you to work on is the habit tracker. And this is your homework. So we have very easy homework. We have a schedule. We have figuring out what we want to do with our business. And now we just want to schedule or put on here, starting September 1st, 5 things in your business that you are going to commit yourself to doing every single day. And then when you do it, then you color. You take your little color crayon and you color in the box. And then the second day you do it. And the third day. And then do it for your personal life. Because people, we have personal lives. We are not all about business. You can put in the things that are to be done weekly and monthly. But I would start with my 4 basics and put 1 extra in here and track yourself. And you'll tell yourself a story. Do I have habits? Am I willing to do it? Or do I just not want to? There you go.
That was fantastic. Can you hear me? Amazing. Thank you so much, Claire.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness sake. You know what? We should just have to keep going. Okay, because habits are an important thing. I mean, like you said, Daily habits, little habits lead to big results. And then they just become part of your routine, right? So that was awesome. And I love the trackers that you're going to be sending out. Does anybody have any questions? Do you have a few minutes for questions, Claire? Or anything you want to elaborate on? I mean, I love those tools that you're giving us. So that's fantastic. Okay, we have some questions for Claire. I know Pampered Chef people are not quiet, so shout it out. You can take yourself off mute. I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so what if you have habits, but you don't have the mindset? Could there be such a thing?
I think well, you could do things every day and expecting not to succeed. So that would be not having the mindset. Like if you go and do your 15 minutes and say, well, I'm not going to get any results. I'm just going to do this because Eileen said I should. No, you have to be wrapped around that identity of what you want. And once you wrap yourself around that and have that positive attitude, it's going to drive. And you know what? People know when you are loving what you're doing. So I think you have to have a positive mindset,
Right.
And then you can have both.
Absolutely. You said something about a collision between the two, the habits and the mindset. And that's where the magic happens. I don't remember what you said.
Yeah, the magic does happen then. I mean, think about it. People go to work all the time. It's a habit, but many of them hate it.
Right.
So it's all about mindset colliding with it.
Right. Excellent. Kind of like the preparation meeting opportunity. Right. Excellent. Anybody have any questions for Claire? Go ahead,
I
Gretchen.
don't have a question, but she said whatever we plant in our subconscious mind, and I didn't get the rest of it. I was trying to write it down. Can she tell me that again?
Yes. I'll send it to you guys.
That works.
Okay. Whatever we plant in our subconscious mind and nourish with repetition and emotion will one day become a reality.
Thank you.
So Claire, if I was looking at one of the trackers correctly, are you basically scheduling your time in 15-minute increments every day?
It is so helpful. Yes, because I'm so sidetracked by anything that jumps up, and you know, when you go to do something and you're like, what was I originally getting on my computer for? So if you stay focused with the task that you put on there for that moment, for those 15 minutes, you're going to accomplish so much as long as it is towards your goal. I mean, we can go down those rabbit holes, and are those rabbit holes really towards our goal? You know, activities that we're doing towards our goal? No, they're just sucking us away. And so that 15-minute focus time on what you are doing, that habit to take you to your identity, to what you want to be, is where it's at.
How long did it take you once you started implementing that? How long did it take you to actually feel like it was working for you?
It's almost instant, because you are telling yourself now, because you're you know what's going on. You are holding yourself accountable. And so when you sidetrack yourselves, you are having a little conversation with yourself saying, well, I know that I am sidetracking. I am doing this instead of it just happening. And so I find it's almost a game. If I set my kitchen, doing things in my kitchen, 15 minutes, you would not believe what I get done. So think about your 15-minute calendar as probably what you get done on the last months of the year, the last month of excellence. If you create that habit for yourself of doing those things that create success, and you do them every day, what's going to happen? You're going to have this identity, and everything will come together. But we're chasing. I feel like we're always chasing.
True.
And less stress if you're doing it.
So much less stress, and you feel accomplished. All right.
Well, thank you, Claire.
You guys,
Claire?
thank you for, oh, does somebody else have a question?
Yeah, one more. At the very beginning, you were talking about there were 4 reasons why you didn't get something done, like your habits. You didn't make the time, you don't remember, there was something, and then it was scheduling.
All right. Time, remembering, scheduling, consistency.
Consistency. Thank you.
See, I don't remember, so I wrote it down.
You are amazing, Claire Doelger. Isn't she awesome, you guys? Yeah. Thank you so much, Claire, for making the time tonight. You guys, thank you so much for hopping on. We will be back next week with yet another speaker, but for right now, Claire has a, what do you call it? Plan of action? No, what do we call that?
Your plan of action
Yes,
is to
call to
fill out
action.
your planner and your
Call-
timer.
Call to action.
Correct, call to action. Thank you,
Call to
Penny.
action.
All right,
So
what is
just-
it?
So fill out your 15-minute calendar and fill out your habit, your scheduler for the month.
For the month.
And, okay, and follow it. You can do it, but follow it. That is the habit part. Okay.
And Claire is a teacher. You don't want to disappoint your teacher here, okay? All right, everybody, thanks so much for joining us. We will see you next week. If you're part of the Pampered Peeps organization, please stay on the line, okay? We're gonna go
Thank
ahead.
you.
Thank you so much, Claire.